Hello. Hello, Ammirata. Just got through working out. I was trying to get in here before I got on live with y'all. Oh, it's my blanket I made. Oh, don't need much of a blanket tonight, that's for sure. Hello. See somebody's coming on? Claudia, good to see you. Claudia, can you hear me? Is my volume okay from sitting this far from my phone? It's good to have you again. I always appreciate seeing you out here. I see some more people coming on. See if I can pull my phone a little closer. Nita! Come on in, Nita. I'll try to pull this in without pulling it over. Okay, good. Thank you. Try to pull a little closer. So, good to have y'all tonight. Tonight is going to be a topic that's near and dear. It's a topic I'd live. Jenny, good to see you. So good to have you. Anybody else want to comment? I want to see who y'all are. Jenny, Claudia. I saw Nita. Come on in. Let me get started. I believe it's just about 8 o'clock by my watch. Oh, I just got through exercising. And we worked out late tonight. We went to CrossFit. They have a 6:30 to 7:30 class, so I went to do that and join y'all. So I'm glad you're out here. And I know that some of you will watch this video later. And I know some of you get busy. You watch what you can. What you can't, I get it. You know, life just goes on. It goes on around us, doesn't it? So tonight's going to be fun. Hey, Bridget. So glad you're out here, Bridget. Tonight we are talking about why do I keep making the same mistakes over and over, and what do I do? What do I do? So it's just going to be a fun topic, and I picked it because that's what I was going through. That's what I was going through this week. So hopefully, as we share, we can help each other. We can all help one another get through. Hey, Margaret. I'm so glad to have you, Margaret. So hello. Hopefully we can help each other to overcome. We have a lot of new people. I noticed a lot of pictures posted and very interesting facts down in the information under their photos. So welcome them, and like you always do, I appreciate y'all. Well, mistakes. What do we do? Why do we make the same mistakes over and over? And how do we break the cycle? How do we cope? How do we deal with it? And hey, believe me, I would love to hear your comments as well. And comment as we go along. I'm just going to speak from experience. I felt my weight has been, I'll just start by saying my weight has been up and down, up and down. I was telling my husband this morning, I used to be so skinny I could not gain weight. I wore zeros. So this is, thank you. Oh, it's a hot tea. Oh, a hot tea. Thank you. So, hey, that's the best looking waiter I ever had. So my weight is just yo-yoed, and I don't want to use the excuse, well, it's because of my age, because it just means I may have to have a different plan. Hey, Barbara. I just may have to have a different plan. I may have to go about my weight loss different than I used to, and that's okay. I do enjoy my food. I enjoy it absolutely wonderfully well. Well, it's just been going up and down, and So I was a little blue. I was a little blue yesterday. I'm thinking, you just want to kick yourself sometimes. You lose you lose 5 pounds and you gain back 3 because you ate a bunch of kettle potato chips and some peanut M&Ms. I mean, come on now. You can't expect we can't expect to keep our weight off when we're eating peanut M&Ms. But it sure was good. It was so good. Hey Pamela. It was so good at the time. But I'm back on the wagon, on the food wagon. Instead of diet, I do say live it. But maybe this week, next, I'm on like a fast. I need a fast. I need to regroup, center myself a little bit more, and rein myself back in. So I'm going to fast to the end of August. If anybody wants to join me, or you just want to, maybe your fast is something different. For me, I will not be watching a lot of TV. I'll watch some, but I won't watch a lot. And I won't be playing on social media as much. I will limit myself, and I will eat healthy. I will eat certain foods, and I will be healthy. But as I started reading and thinking about tonight's topic about mistakes, why do we make mistakes? And why do we make the same mistakes? Well, because we have maybe a weakness in that particular area. Whatever the area is for you, whatever it is. For me, it's getting up early. I can stay up late, but it's hard for me to get up early. And food, like not eating a whole humongous bag of popcorn. If I could just stop at maybe a handful or 2 and just not go crazy. But I think, for one thing, knowing where our weaknesses are, hey Diane, knowing where our weaknesses are and what we need to avoid. Sometimes we just need to keep the sweets or the chips or the drinks, whatever it is, out of the house. Just don't have them. And buy foods that are good. And instead of, I have a tendency to really stop kind of eating, but then by 8 o'clock at night I'm starving. So instead of doing that, I just need to eat the right foods. I need to eat right. I need to eat healthy. And personally, I have to have a plan. A plan works for me. I make myself a list of what I'm eating and what I'm doing without, and stick to that. And then have a short enough window, like 3 weeks is doable. 6 months, that's just not doable. And there are times where it's okay to even break that fast. If it's some really humongous celebration or something special. Hey, Sarasota, Florida. It's okay. But when you are trying to lose, you can't lose weight by only doing it 3 or 4 days. So I was thinking about that. Then I was remembering the words of this gentleman was telling me something. He said he was looking for, I think he was a coach. I'm trying to remember what he was telling me. He said he was looking for people who were willing to make mistakes. That's what he said. And I thought that was kind of interesting. He's looking for people who were willing to make mistakes, because people who are willing to make mistakes, they're willing to get better. They are not afraid to take a little bit of a risk so that they can do better. So when we are trying to improve ourselves, we're trying to overcome something, whatever it is, we are going to make mistakes. And we should not beat ourselves up. Yes, we can't continue down that road, whatever it is. I mean, for me, maybe it is my diet, but it's not always just that. It could be other things. I need to get to the root of it. Sometimes the mistake is not the root, it's just a symptom. We need to get to the symptom of what it is. If we are struggling in certain relationships, hey Suzanne, Michelle, hi cuz. If we're struggling in certain relationships and we get to a certain point and things start to get kind of messy, it's good to step back and kind of do a little evaluation. Okay, if this is happening at this point, why? And typically it ties back to something in our childhood or maybe an abusive relationship. I've seen many people post this week about being in abusive relationships. So it is impossible to go through a relationship and from then on, whatever happens, let's just say good or bad, whatever it is, it goes with us into the next relationship. It just does. So it can be a good thing that we maybe have good assumptions, and we may assume that this particular boyfriend or second husband or whatever is going to be maybe the man that takes care of the yard. But maybe the second husband, he hates to cut grass, and he wants to hire somebody. It is understanding where those little points are, what it is that takes us down that path. And then we have to avoid that path. If it trips us up, then we just need to do what we can to avoid it. However, there are certain mistakes, as I was saying earlier, that just means that you're growing, that you're trying. Because people who are stale and stagnant, they don't try. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything to mess up. They're just wallowing maybe in their little pit, which I've been there too. And that's okay. Hey, if you can recognize that you're wallowing, maybe you can get motivated to get the heck out of it, right? Whatever it is. But to take chances, to take risks, means there will be mistakes. One thing that's disappointing to me as an adult, I finally figured out, I figured it out years ago, there is no autopilot. There is no autopilot and there is no cruise control. And why couldn't there be? Why couldn't you reach your goal weight of 145 pounds and then just stay there? Just put it on cruise control and stay. Why do you have to constantly battle with it? Why do we have to constantly battle with our homes? It seems like, I feel like the dust in my house just, hey Eileen, I feel like the dust just reproduces. Barely, I have like half a day, it seems like, of enjoying a clean house, and it's dirty again. Did y'all notice that? Wouldn't it be nice if you could enjoy it a little bit longer, or if you could get to your ideal weight, or maybe you're building muscle. You want to build muscle or something. That's not much of a muscle, but there's some there. You're building muscle and you want to get there and stay there. Well, you know what? If you're not using any sort of weights, it won't stay, will it? It goes away. We have to constantly be challenging ourselves, constantly working, whatever it is, whether it's working our muscle, working our brains, learning. We're always going to be learning. And when we cease to be in that learning mode, that's when we're in a place that we're just dying. We're like dead people walking. So, hey Yvonne, it's good to see you again. So instead of beating ourselves up for maybe whatever little failures that we might feel like we've had, is to just congratulate ourselves that we're at least trying, right? We're at least trying. We're moving forward. And I've noticed that I'm exercising, so my weight is a little bit more because I have more muscle than I've probably ever had in my life. Not that I'm muscular, I'm not. But I'm just saying that I've never worked out like I do. Well, hello, another one. Good to have you here. So that weighs a little bit more because muscle does weigh more than fat. Kimbra. And I can't necessarily just look at the scale. And then sometimes clothes fit differently. When you build muscle, your shirts are tighter. They are more tighter in my shoulders than they ever used to be. But still, I still have a good bit. Well, hello, Isabella. It's my daughter out here. But still, I have so much room for improvement. And I guess that's a good thing, isn't it? Wouldn't it be a boring life if we ever reached some sort of pinnacle where we had nowhere to go but down? Hey, baby. We always want to go up. We always want to have some sort of challenges because it would be boring. I don't want to float around in a cloud. I don't want to reach some sort of pinnacle where there's nowhere else to go. I always want to know that there's opportunity for me to enjoy something more. That's right, Eileen. Be easy on ourselves. Be easy and congratulate ourselves for little victories. That's another thing that I've learned. When I make mistakes, I say, okay, after I get, through feeling sorry for myself, is, okay, well, how can I do better? Or how can I go a different route? Or what will it take for me to be able to reach my goal? Or maybe my goal was too lofty. Maybe I had a goal of whatever it was at work, and it's unrealistic. And I know they always come up with, what's that saying? It says, shoot for the stars, but you may land on the moon, and that's okay. But sometimes if we set the goals, I feel like too far off, it's overwhelming. And that's true for me now. And I'm just saying me, because with my brain, I need things that can be achievable. Yes, I need them to be challenging, definitely. But I need for it to be something that I can do. I can definitely do. So I just set myself a goal that I'm going to eat good for 3 weeks. I didn't set myself a goal of where I would be. I know I will be at a good weight. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to enjoy it. But I'm going to stick with it for 3 weeks. And the weekends are the hardest. That's when I want to eat. That's when I want to eat cake. My daughter's probably coming in here in a minute with those big monster crumble cookies. She just went to town, and those things, I'm like, I don't need to see that. We tell her to take it to her room and to keep it in her room. But I had a week of, I've made a couple mistakes with my eating, a couple mistakes with, even in my career, just, I have to keep re-engaging. I'm not sure if that is the right terminology, because I've never been at a point, and I'm just saying, speaking for myself, I've never been in a point where I could stay at a high constantly, just constantly stay aggressive, pumped up, crazy going, wide open. I can hit for a while, I can hit really extreme highs with whatever I'm doing, but hey Renee, good to have you. But at some point, I gotta catch my breath. I gotta step back. I have to have a break. I have to celebrate a little bit. I have to regroup. I have to have little achievements. I guess that's the best way to say it. So we need to be easy on ourselves, just like Eileen said. Be easy on ourselves. Set realistic and practical goals, and understand, and I am talking to myself, understand that mistakes are a part of living. When we cease to make mistakes, that means we cease to grow. And when we cease to grow, we really aren't going anywhere. We're just, like I say, we're dead people walking, and I don't want to be a person that's just sucking air, just walking around, just breathing and just barely breathing. So if success means trying new things, getting out of our comfort zone, right? And I feel like I've gotten pretty uncomfortable. If that's what it means, then that's what we have to do. And mistakes come from that. Yes, Barbara. And we do, and I hope we do learn. I hope I do learn, and don't take that class again. There are certain mistakes we don't want to go down that road again. We want to definitely avoid. And we also want to help those around us, just like we're all in this group together. We want to help others to be successful, right? And to be successful and happy. And we can't be happy 100% of the time. I mean, it's just work. There's hard things that happen. There are difficult choices that we have to make at times. There are just things we have to walk through. There are storms. Some of you are going through storms right now. There are storms that you can't go around, that you just have to go through. You have to go through. My mother used to say something like, you just got to go through. You just got to go through. And yeah, you do. I literally stay. That's right, Diane. Just like my little blanket that I made. I made that, and it was more fun doing it a little bit at a time, because sitting here doing it over and over and over until I can't see, that's not fun. That's not enjoyable. But if I do a little along, then yes, it can actually be fun, and just like a journey anywhere. Just enjoy it. It's not always about getting from A to B. It is about going from A through the valley, over the mountain, back around the curves. You know, it's all that, Melissa. And let's just remember that mistakes are part of it. It's part of life. It's part of living. We're going to make them. We want to make less and less mistakes, or at least if we're making them, make them in new areas that we're still learning in, right? It's kind of like dancing. If you learn a new dance, I'm going dancing this week. So I hadn't been dancing in a while. I have to have some flat shoes on. I probably won't have high heels on, but in South Carolina, our dance is shag. So my husband loves to shag, so we're going to go see the Swinging Medallions. So they're going to be performing, I think it's some sort of an anniversary performance here in South Carolina. So that is my thoughts today on mistakes. And I like that thing I put out there, and I'm going to put some more out this week about, I saw some great quotes on mistakes. But I like that. Making mistakes is better than faking perfection. Isn't that true? Because you really can't fake it, can you? If you're messing up, you know, you might as well own it. I have a very dear friend of mine, and she was in college. And you know, like the rooms where it's kind of like, you know, it's like a level here and it goes down, down, down where the seats are and you sit. And it's kind of, I don't know what you call that. Not an amphitheater, but smaller than that. But it had the staggered seating. Well, she had a roommate, and her roommate has beautiful shoes. And she just had to wear her roommate's shoes that day. But her roommate's shoes were too big. So she thought, well, you know what? I'm going to make it work. I love the shoes. It's going to go great with these pants. So she stuffed them full of toilet paper in the toes so she could wear them. So she's in the class. It's biology. She's coming down to the front of the room to hand in her paperwork to her professor. And as she's coming down the steps, lo and behold, the shoes were loose, and there they went. And there she went. And she tumbled a couple steps down. But she thought really quick. She could have done one of two things. She could have just laid there and cried and got really upset, right? Made a real spectacle. She could have pretended like it didn't even happen, right? She could have faked it, like kind of, you know, just brushed it off like, oh, it didn't really happen. But instead, she stood up, she smiled, and she took a bow. And she stood back out and smiled and just went on down and turned her paperwork in. And I'll always remember that story, because sometimes you got to own it, and we got to make the best out of it, right? Whatever it is, hey, it's happened, you know, it's done. You can't really hide it. Everybody can see it, see our little mess, whatever it is. And we might as well just have a little fun with it. I love y'all. Make some good mistakes this week that means you are growing. It means you are improving and that you are going somewhere. You're going somewhere in your life. You're on your road to your destiny. The destiny of your dream. And you're making little goof ups along the way because you're trying to figure out how to dance this thing, right? But you're going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to reach my ideal weight. think I might even share it this week. I'll just put it and let y'all see. So I'll be accountable. I'll be accountable to somebody so I don't eat those peanut M&Ms or those crumble cookies. But I love y'all. And anything you want to share about mistakes that this week, post underneath the comments of when I put those little quotes out there. I'll do some more quotes this week that we can just laugh at and enjoy. You have a fantastic evening. I will see you out here Saturday. We have a good time out here Saturday. It's just a social meetup. We just talk and we just have fun. Love y'all. Bye.